The content. Live. All right, it's the Friday night chat. I hope we're streaming. Let me see here. Yep, we're coming up. All righty, so the link will follow right now. I gotta go back to Zoom here. And we get the participants, copy the invite link and modify and paste. Control V. Save. All righty. Link is in the at the bench. Close this window. I got to get rid of that stupid browser off there. And I need to open this up. All right. There we go. We're good to go. Mondays and Fridays we do this chat on Stunt Hangar, and people from all over the world or wherever come in and join us. I'm working on Jimmy's Navion, and I'll be doing that throughout the chat. If you got any questions, you can ask. I cut a fuel tank up to replumb it. I was going to use a clunk tank, but it just didn't work. So I'm going to look in my pile of goodies to see if I have some tabs to solder on this. If not, I will go to the hobby shop tomorrow and buy some tin. Of course, I could always cut this tank up and use the tank as material. But I think the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to modify these 440 screws. Let me see. Let me text Jim. He sometimes he has a hard time getting on. Chat. The link is posted at the bench for Friday night chat. Send. There you go. All right. So I need a couple of little nuts. Oh. I'm gonna sand this thing one more time and give it another coat of clear. I mean, it's pretty much done, but got to be perfect. Of course, as you guys know, I drilled a hole through this silk span, but that's pretty much fixed. And then I hit the wingtip with some scissors and put a little hole in it, but can't tell that either. Just the way it goes. Steve and I went out flying today. And it was a pretty good day. Can't believe it. These nuts are bad. There we go. Nope. Yep, there it is. So, what do we need to do here? We need that big pair of lining pliers. Where is it? That or some vice grips. Lean in. Well, I hope somebody comes in here and talks to me. Because I ain't hanging on if nobody will come in. I'm going to cut these nuts short. Always screw on a nut before you cut it. That's for you guys who don't happen to know that. Otherwise, especially when I don't have a die that would thread down that small. I mean, that would take a super small die with a, I mean, I got a 440 die, but it wouldn't. Hey, there you are. Are you muted, Stuart?
Nope. How's it going?
I'm going.
Tank building?
Well, I'm airplane building. I'm gonna try to get this thing. I'm gonna deliver it to the Nats, so
That's looking pretty nice. That's the one you've been working on. You got to paint it.
yeah. Looks like that.
Well, that looks good. Yeah.
Been a little, I'm gonna solder some washers on this too, I think. I think I'll just wait and solder them. I use fuel line as a spacer, but I don't really like it. It's not, I don't know, just not quite correct. So what'd you do today?
Me? Oh, not too much. Just working around the house and stuff. Tomorrow's a contest at the bean field, so we'll be busy tomorrow for the weekend.
Is your Canadian champion Len gonna be there?
Yeah, I think so. He's supposed to be. So,
Hey, we got some more people come in. Let's see.
yep. There's Carl. What's Carl?
Carl and Dennis. Oh, Dennis popped out now. Well, you guys missed Charles?
Oh, sure. Good guy.
Yeah. Somebody got a fan running or something.
Can't hear you, Carol. Muted.
All we hear is static. Well, the static is gone, but now nobody's talking. You still there, Stuart?
Yeah, I'm just kind of looking at something in the tray at the bottom here. I gotta go do a few things, so I'm just gonna listen in, I think.
Well, I don't have much to say, so I'm just kind of working.
We'll keep going. Well, you're almost done the plane.
Where is that static coming from? Damn. Thing is slipping. There we go. The more people come in, I'll release it, but might as well look at some working on. Here we go. Dennis is trying again. Dennis, I think you got low bandwidth. There's a Dennis I haven't heard from. Oh, who we got here? We got, oh, Jim Barnold, okay, and let's see. South who we got here? Andy Metzler. Got your mic on, Andy?
Hey, Sparky.
Hey, what's going on?
Oh, just thought I'd drop in and say hello.
First time for you being on here?
It is, yeah. I watch you regularly. I had a couple questions for you guys.
Okay.
I'm going to be in Illinois around the Nats, and I may get there on the 7th. I'm trying to think about a purchase list for Lee's machine shop, and just was wondering what tools you guys like best out of his and find useful out of what he provides.
Bring plenty of money and buy
Yep.
everything.
Okay.
I mean, crop scribe, there's all kind of things. What do we got going on here? Why is the view like that? Let's see here. Speaker, gallery, multi-speaker. There we go. Let me release the pen from that. Press escape or double click to escape full screen. Maybe that did it. I don't know. Speaker. Let's go to that. Why do I have two people on here? Do you guys see two, me and Andy on the screen?
I do. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear
Sparky?
you. I hear you, Jim.
Yeah, I
Sparky.
see um, 1, 2, 3, well, 5 screen. Well, Dennis Holler's trying to get in, so it'd be 6.
Let's try gallery. Now we're in the gallery. Why can't I want to release this? Remove pin. There we go. There we go. So what do you think? How's it look, Jimmy?
Well, I was watching last night. I'm sorry you had such trouble with those landing gear. But you did a beautiful job on it. I'm just amazed at the whole project actually. But the landing gear was quite a challenge for you. But you got it done.
I had to make three of them.
Yeah, I know. You got it done though, so that's look set level and look good. So
I ended up drilling a little hole right there, but I put a
yeah,
silk
yeah,
span
I
patcher.
yeah, I saw that. That was that won't be a problem. Like you said, you put some clear over it and sand it, it won't even show.
Oh, you can't even feel it now.
We could always put some kind of like decal that says, you know, yeah, jet fuel only or whatever. Put something like
Yeah.
that on there, you know, to cover the whole. If it shows, I'll find something to put on there. Hi, Dennis. Hey, Dennis, can you hear me?
Hey Jim, how you doing? Long time no see.
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. What part of Indiana are you in? I don't remember.
I'm up in Lafayette by Purdue. Actually West Lafayette, but yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know you come down to some of our club classes, didn't you?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's been a few years since I've been down there, but yeah,
Yeah.
I was down there for quite a while back when Jack was still around and stuff.
Jack
And
Sheets,
I
yeah.
loved coming down there with you guys. It was a whole lot of fun.
Yeah, Jack, he's really missed around here. You know,
Yeah.
he
Yeah. Well, I mean,
was,
I remember Bob Purdue and Clancy and of course you and Dennis a few times
yeah.
and all the other guys, Steve Couch and them. And yeah, everybody was just real nice. It was always a lot of fun.
So you went to
Yeah.
Fort Benjamin Harris contest.
No,
Me?
I didn't
Oh
go to
no.
that one. I was still in Florida when they did the Fort Benjamin, but I heard it was pretty nice.
Oh, I loved it.
Yeah, I was still in Florida. So I see you're into model trains there a lot too, aren't you?
Who?
Dennis,
Yeah,
can you hear me?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. It's another
yeah,
sickness.
yeah. You know, I was going through some old boxes a couple of weeks ago, and I found it was purchased for my sister when she was little, and it was a 1941 locomotive, and the box cars and the whole everything's all in the box. And I didn't have any idea where it was at, but
Oh
I just
wow.
opened up the box, and I thought, oh my, look there, there's the old train set.
Yeah, there you
Yeah,
go. I'm
yeah,
kind of crazy. Got a lot of trains like that. So I love pre-war and all kinds of stuff like that. So
it's amazing how heavy they are.
oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, boy,
And
yeah,
practically indestructible, compared to all the
yeah,
junk that's
yeah,
made today.
I
yeah.
had two trains when I was a kid that I wish I had back. I had a brass Shay and a brass Big Boy.
Oh wow. Yeah.
I don't know what they're worth, but they'd be worth a big amount now.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff. I mean, there was a lot of good brass importers back, I mean, obviously there still are and their prices are out of sight, but even back in the 60s, 70s and stuff, there was a lot of highly appreciated importers back then too.
Yeah. Yeah, my father-in-law, before he passed away, he was big into HO. He used to build his own. He'd buy the kits and build his own engines, and he uh, he was really, he was master builder. I mean, he put those trains together. They looked like they came from the factory.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
It's like I guess it's kind of like building model airplanes. A lot of people
yeah,
these days don't have the either the interest or whatever you want to call it to take the time to want to
yeah,
do it.
yeah.
Shit, most people can't read a ruler.
Well, that's a fact. That's a fact. I think I know quite a few engineers that can't read a damn ruler.
Oh, Hey, Andy, what's that big airplane behind you there?
That's a Mosquito.
Oh, I love
And
mosquitoes.
that's huge. How big is it?
Well, it was a medium-sized bomber that Britain made, and they made it. It was all wood.
Yeah,
The wooden
yeah.
wonder.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
so what was the other one? The Hurricane, wasn't it all wood? Uh,
Yeah, I don't know about the Hurricane.
I think the Hurricane had a lot of fabric covering on the,
Yeah, it
like
had
a good
fabric
lot of
covering.
portions
That's
of it.
what
Mhm.
that's
The
stringers on the fuselage.
yeah,
Yeah.
but the after the Mosquito, they made the Hornet and then the Sea Hornet, which were kind of patterned after Mosquito, like a single cockpit or single pilot
Mhm.
version. They were a little shorter wingspan and a little smaller
Yeah.
and a little more powerful engines and stuff. And
I was over at the Air Force Museum back 20 years ago, and they had a Spitfire in there. Probably still do.
yep,
And I was amazed at how small they are. I mean, compared to a Mustang, they're a lot smaller. You know, the fuselages were thin, and they just look like they've almost got RCs that big now.
You know, when I was over there in Building 1 in the World War One building,
oh
Uh-huh.
yeah,
they got Fokker D7 and SOP with camels and all that. Them look like quarter scale model airplanes.
Yeah, that's right. They did.
yeah.
Some of the,
Can you imagine flying around in the freaking winter
yeah,
time in
No,
France or whatever, shooting at each other, and
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
No.
that's
With
really, I
with
mean,
their white
if you can put
scarf
yourself in
blowing
that
out
place, it's crazy.
their white silk scarf.
Yeah, yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
I feel fortunate because I was able to find a Jack Sheik's Mosquito on eBay one time,
Oh
and
wow,
I won it.
I've
So
got plans. I haven't tracked down a kit, but
yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
So sometime down the road, I've got the 25 engines for it. So one of these days that's gonna be down the road. I got some
Yeah.
yeah.
other planes to build before I get to that.
Yeah, there's Bob Hunt.
Hi, gang.
hey,
Hey,
Bob.
Bobby.
Hey Bob.
Hey, Jim, everybody. How you doing?
Yeah, I can
Dennis,
hear you.
Carl, Andy. Don't think I ever met Andy before.
Hi, Bob. No, I haven't met you. Been first time on tonight.
Where are you from?
Santa Margarita, California, on the Central Coast.
Oh, cool.
Hmm.
And
So
then my
I'm-
buddy Jim. What do you think of that Navy on, Jim?
Well, I think he's just making it so pretty you don't want to fly it.
I just got back. I just got back from the field.
Did you? Yeah.
From what I remember, Jim, you fly pretty good, so I don't think I'd worry about that.
I say it every time that we're on here about Jim to people who have never heard it before. In 1961 was the first time I ever saw Jim fly. He won junior stunt that year in Willow Grove, and I was kind of the gopher for the event director, Larry Scarinzi. And so I got to see all the stunt event up close and personal. And I watched Jim do a wing over that's still the best wing over I've seen to this day. It was just, I thought it was going to go on the ground, and it was still vertical at about 4 feet off the ground. And then all of a sudden it was going the other direction. And I found out the backstory that he had to replace, he and Willie Wearwidge and Ron O'Toole had replaced the tail in the airplane the night before, stayed up all night long replacing the tail, and he went out and won the nationals with it. He's my hero.
So you were still pretty young, Jim, when that ME 262 was published, weren't you?
I was probably 20. Yeah.
Oh, we're okay.
Yeah, I was maybe 19. I'm not really sure. But I wasn't, it was before I was married, and I got married when I was 21. So
So right around then.
so it had to be before then. Yeah.
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 One heck of a good flyer, boy.
Yeah, never beat Billy. I got close with my score in Pennsylvania. We were pretty close together, but never did ever beat him. So
You never beat
I
Billy?
no, I never outscored him. You know, because he was senior and I was a junior. But comparing scores, he was still ahead of me. I couldn't catch up with him. Billy was just too good.
I got past him a bunch of times. He wasn't too happy about it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was down there. You talking about down there in Dallas?
What's that?
Are you talking about down in Dallas when he was down there?
Um,
He got unhappy and
oh no, that wouldn't have been at Dallas at that
oh,
one.
oh yeah, he
I beat him at 2 world championships, so you know that was
you
wasn't too
okay.
happy
I
about
guess
that.
I didn't catch.
A few nationals and a couple of VSCs.
Okay, I guess I
But to
didn't
be
catch what
honest,
you
to
said.
be honest, he won a whole lot more against me than I won against him. So
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can believe that,
it's
but
Billy, the man.
he's the guy. I tell you what, last time I saw him fly was he's still just as good as he ever was. You know,
I like
don't
that.
know.
I
He's
like
older
that.
than I am.
I like that mosquito there behind you. That wolf.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I was talking to.
I fly
Randy
twins,
about.
and that's kind of on my short list of things to do.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I was telling before you got in that I was able to get one of the RSM kits. I found it on eBay and won it.
Uh-huh.
So down the road, that's on my list to build.
What the Sheiks one?
Yeah, the Jack Cheeks.
I got a picture of that one someplace. Let's see if I can find it where you guys talk. Everybody ready for the Nats?
well,
Well, Sparky went out and flew today, I heard.
Yeah,
How'd it go?
well, it's all right, but I'm only a year behind because we had no weather this year again. You'd think that, we had an extra month, but it's been raining or windy.
yeah,
I don't mean a little wind, I mean gale wind.
Yeah, that's true. That's definitely true. Even over here in Indiana.
yeah. We've had a lot of windy days, for sure.
I spent the last 2 weeks like chopping up tree branches and stuff and putting them out on the curb.
Hey, Spark, the sharing is disabled.
Oh man, I don't know how to set this thing so I don't have to keep having to do this every time. Let me get over here. Share. Let me go to advanced sharing options.
Right now?
No, yet. Multiple participants. Try it now.
Yeah, I'll do it now.
There's Jack.
There's old Jack. Yeah, yeah.
What are those funny looking things sticking off the nacelles there?
That's a real airplane. It's not a toy.
You mean those little silver things?
Yeah, what are they?
Oh,
They're the mufflers from a real engine, not a toy.
yeah.
What do you mean a toy?
You never had a Jetco airplane, electric airplane?
What do you mean a toy?
Jetco.
Jetco. I tell you what, I got my turning point flying really, really good. I'm really pleased. I've made some changes, and wow, does it fly good?
Yeah, I can't wait to see that. That's going to be something.
I'll have it there.
I never got to see because I haven't been up for Nats and it's been 9 years since I've been up there. And
2015 was the last time you were there.
yeah, and I don't remember what you weren't flying a twin 15, were you?
No, I was flying the Crossfire.
Yeah, the Crossfire. That's what I thought. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say, I don't think
Well,
I've
actually, in
seen you
2015,
twin.
yeah, 2015, I did fly the twin. You judged me. I flew the second wind.
You did in 15?
That was that was my first twin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I-
you judged me, and you did a good job, actually.
yeah. Thank you.
Did a real good job.
So that
Did an
lead-
excellent job.
that would lead me to believe you were happy with my score.
Yeah, you did a good. I was happy with it. You know.
Huh? That's good to know. Yeah.
Yeah, I got pictures of that airplane. Hold on. Hold on. Let's see. Do that one, and then we'll do another one too. Um, okay. Got to get back to the show here.
You know, the last year I was up there. Oh yeah, there it is. Oh yeah. Well, that's beautiful, Bob. I'll tell you that when you put the gear up on those things, that just looks so good.
It was funny because every time I landed, somebody would come over to me and say, "Oh man, I love it when the gear goes up." I said, "Yeah, well, I love it when the gear comes
When they
down."
when they come down, right? Yeah, that's exactly right. I always oh yeah, that's a good.
Can't get to the.
Now, is your new design? What's the name of it again? The one you flew today.
What's that?
What's the airplane you flew today?
Today, the turning point. I got a picture of that
Turning
too.
point. Okay. Does the turning point have a swept forward trailing edge?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah.
All my airplanes will have slope forward trailing. It just reduces the stick load in the wind, and they fly better as far as I'm
Right.
concerned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I just noticed with that one, it had a straight trailing edge. I noticed.
Yeah.
Uh,
The one I flew today was this one here. Hold on a second. Reduce that. It takes me a minute to do this stuff anymore. I'm getting old. By the way, I had my second cataract surgery.
yeah. Yeah. I heard you talking about that. You know, I was right, wasn't I? The color and the light, and it's so different.
I can see stuff I haven't seen in
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
I can see the bump on a gnat's rear end from a mile away.
Yeah.
And before,
Yeah.
everything in the world was green and olive drab and gray.
Yeah.
Um, it's unbelievable. I mean, it's
Faces,
unbelievable.
faces on the television. When I first started looking at the television, you know, what I used to think was normal color ended
Yep.
up they looked like they were painted red.
Yeah,
You know, and
I
I
mean,
had to readjust my television.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
And now I understand why people are always busting my chops about the colors of my airplanes. But that's the turning point right there. That's what I flew today.
Oh, that's pretty. I like that color. That's kind
Yeah,
of a,
and, you know, it
kind of a
doesn't show up in the air like red does. I mean, like white does, but
yeah,
it's nice.
yeah, white with the red. Other one that was pretty nice. Looks like Mike. Mike.
So Andy, you got to build an electric twin now?
I still am flying gas, actually. Yeah. I'll share one of my planes.
Yeah. There you go.
Oh, I got one of those. Sorry, it's still in the box.
Hey, you got the fan on again. There we go.
Who does? I don't know.
Nice.
Yeah, so this one is now the wing is ripped off of it, but it's a fun plane. I've crashed it a number of times, done lots of rebuilds on it. So it's due for another rebuild now.
Well, avoid that crashing.
Yeah, I'm working on learning how to do the maneuvers. So got some work to do yet.
Aren't we all?
I have a question for the crew here that does engines. If I do go to the Nats, I've got some brand new OS FP40s that I want to have reworked, and I was wondering, are there still folks out there that are doing reworks? I know Tom Dixon does, and maybe Randy Smith, but I'm just
Randy's not doing anything. Give him to Tom
okay.
or Jim Lee. Jim Lee will be there. But
Oh, Jim does work on too.
well, he can get you like proper Venturi and needle and all that stuff. But if you want the rework, Tom Dixon's I think the only one still doing it for
Okay.
people.
Okay.
Randy's got some health issues. He's not working on much anymore.
Okay. Good to know. Thank you.
We haven't talked, Bob. You still got that pipe for me, right?
I don't, I got like 15, 18 pipes coming up with John Hill from Texas. They're all brand new. I don't know what they are. I haven't flown glow since 2005, so I know nothing about glow or pipes anymore. So you're going to come over and look at them and select what you want.
I'm
Okay.
coming too, Bob. Yeah, I want 265 pipes if you got them. What day are you getting there?
I'm getting there Friday night. So I'll be there Saturday morning.
You'll be there Saturday morning. Okay. Don't buy them all, Sparky, before I get there.
I just want one. I just need one.
I got a bunch of, I got a PA40, PA40 rear exhaust, not the ultralight, but the regular PA40 in the box, brand new. And I got a bunch of road jets, all brand new in the box. Everything from a 91, a 70, 376s, a 67, and 440s, all brand new in the box.
You don't have any PA 65s, do you?
No, they're all gone. Look, that guy with that orange airplane there got the last one.
Okay. All right. I don't need any 40s. I got 2 already.
I'm sure other people will scap them up.
Yeah.
How big?
I got a bunch of spinners, and I got a bunch of adapters, and I got a bunch of Bowie props still in the bag, brand new in the bag.
How big a plane can one of them Rojet 40s handle?
650, 660. Yeah. They got the needle valves, and they got the pads, and I think I even have probably have headers for them as well. I got the header pads because it's a little 1/4-inch spacer pad that goes on them.
Well, I finally had some success today. I got that SV11 ARF trimmed out, flying right, doing well. It's all set. I'm going to button it up. I added some trip strips to the wing. I am going to make a set of gurney flaps, elevator wedges for it tonight, and then fly it again and see if it helps. I don't think it needs it. To be honest, it's flying pretty darn good. But now I'm just in the process of getting a spare engine, spare pipe, a couple of spare tanks. I'm putting all that stuff together in case, anything bad happens there. I got backup engines and stuff. And I think since I got the SV going, I'm going to go back to the Caravelle that I was trying to get dialed in with the PA75 and spend a little time on that. But it's looking like probably the SV11 will be the one I'll fly.
Try those gurney flaps, because I'll tell you, everything I put them on has improved the airplane dramatically.
Yeah, well, they worked great on the Caravelle. I did trip strips and gurney flaps, and it's flying okay. I'm having engine problems with it. I can't. It won't hold a needle. It just won't hold a needle, no matter where I send it up. It either goes blubber and rich or screaming lean. And I've put 3 different tanks in it, and I've put 2 different PA75s in it. I've tried 2 engines. And I mean, I got close a couple of times where it ran about half the time it, maintained and it sounded right, but it's not holding. I don't know if it's because it's older airplane and maybe the nose is vibrating real bad on it, or.
Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to just button my lip.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, get an electric one. I know. Yeah, I would prefer.
And I just go and fly and fly
Yeah,
and fly
yeah.
and fly.
I mean, I actually I have the plane flying really decent, and I would rather fly it than the SV, but I'm struggling with motor runs right now. So I'm gonna revisit it now that I got one ready to go. I'm gonna revisit it, and I've got a week before I leave, so I got a couple flying sessions I can.
What day you getting there?
Well, I'm getting there Friday to drop off my camper, but then I have to go to Michigan because I got to be in Michigan on Saturday for a wedding. A good friend of mine's getting married. It's only 2.5 hours away, so I'll be there. I may be there.
We'll be in the campground. I'm going out with Joel and Rick Campbell, so
I will too. I'll be in the campground as well. Yeah. I bought a little pop-up to take to the Nats this year. So I'll be, but you're not getting in until Saturday morning.
No, we're getting in Friday afternoon.
Oh, well then I'll see you Friday afternoon.
Yep.
Yes, I'll be there.
And the only thing about the pipes is I don't know when John Hill is getting there. John's the one bringing the, all that stuff that was
Okay.
given to me is down.
Yeah.
Most of it's down to Texas.
Okay.
Which is why I'm going to come visit you on my way to Texas.
I got you. You got any dates on that yet? Do you know?
I'm going to probably wait until October when it's cooler and kids are back in school and, vacation.
Okay. All right. Yep.
I got contests later this month, and I got a big contest in September. So I want to wait till after that.
Yeah, I don't think we have anything in October this year because they moved King Orange to September. Canton's in September. They don't have Huntersville anymore. So October's wide open for us, Bob. We should be here. Other than the last weekend is Las Vegas. I got.
You checked out that Bluebird Cafe? We can go there.
Yeah, of course.
I'm anxious to see that place. I see it on YouTube all the time.
Yeah, are you blowing through on a weekday or a weekend?
I don't know. I'll try to make it to your schedule because I'm not locked into a schedule on that.
Okay. All right. We can we'll even get a flying session in, man. I'll put you on a combat handle and make you fly Sammy a couple combat matches.
Okay.
You can't, if nothing else, we'll put something up in the backyard. We'll fly something in the backyard.
Yeah, I'm game for all that.
Yeah.
Did I ever tell you about what happened to Brodax the year that I asked Cartier to be I was CD, and I asked him to be my combat event director. Did you hear about that? I hadn't flown combat since I don't know when, since the 60s, So he says, I'll be your event director if you'll fly in the contest. I said, I haven't flown combat. I don't have a combat airplane. He said, I'll lend you one, I'll lend you an engine, and we'll pit for you. Go as far as you can, and we'll be happy. All right, so he put me up against Whiteman, Reedy, Reese, and himself. All knock a top 20 guys. At the end of the day, I handed him back his airplane, collected the first place trophy with the highest score ever recorded in the event.
That's great.
Recorded in the event. I said, thanks a lot.
That's awesome. Jim, did you want to ask me something?
Oh, I was just going to ask you, is Sammy going to be able to go? I didn't think he could go.
I'm sorry?
Is Sam going to be able to go to the Nats?
He is not. No.
I thought he had to go to school, didn't he?
Yeah, the first day of the Nats is his first day of sophomore year of 10th grade. And the first week is a lot of stuff. It's oriented.
Sam's not going?
No, he's over here looking sad. He can't go.
Hey, dude.
So yeah, he's disappointed, but he knows school comes first, and this is just a weird year because they moved the Nats to August, because of the world change. The kid's 15, man. He's got a lifetime of Nats to still attend. So
he's getting too good too. So what we're gonna have to do is get him a fast girl and a faster car.
Yeah, there you go.
Fast girl and a faster car. That's a good idea, Bob.
That's what
he's not giving
fast car and a faster girl,
Fast cars or fancy girls or whatever,
Yeah, no, he's not giving up or anything. It's just the scheduling didn't work out this year, so he'll be there next year, and he's going to go to Canton with me. We'll fly Stunt in Canton, and we're going to go to King Orange. We'll fly King Orange, and there's a possibility if he keeps his grades out of the ditch that he's going to get to go to Las Vegas with me in November. But we'll see after the first 8 weeks how his grades are. So.
How were your grades at that age?
Bob, I was a 3.9 student and on the honor roll and in the National Honor Society, Bob. And that's what I want for my son.
I flunked out of everything.
Me too.
And I got some lakefront property for you in the Grand Canyon if you want it.
I was too busy reading model airplane magazine.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's worse things he could be doing for sure, because that's all it is model
that got me the education for what I did. I was an editor of a model airplane magazine. So
there you go. Yeah.
It's
all airplanes with Sam, whether it's RC or control line, it's all planes all the time. So he's actually staying home. We're having a lake day tomorrow. He's going to stay home. We picked up like 5 RC airplanes when we were up in Michigan from this guy off a marketplace that were in various states of repair and decay.
Yeah.
So Sam is going to have a shop day tomorrow while I'm out on the boat, and he's
For
going to
airplanes.
try to do some repairs and get these airplanes fixed up.
Now that I can see again, I'm going to start flying RC again some too. You know, I used to fly RC pattern at the national level, so but then I couldn't see very well, so I gave it up.
All right, good deal. Well, I'm going to shut my mic off because I'm going to be making some noise here, and I want to turn my fan back on, Sparky, because it's hotter than bejesus in here. So
I know, but you understand, it sounds like static really bad.
I know, I get it, I understand. But I'm going to mute up, and I'm here listening, guys.
Here's the Howard.
Howard came in.
Hi, Howard.
Yeah. Hi.
How are you doing?
Howard,
All right.
When are you leaving?
Oh, Tuesday or Wednesday.
You find all the charging stations along the way?
Yeah. There's none in Muncie. That's the hard part.
yeah. Well, yeah, there's a couple in Indianapolis. They're not around very much.
There's one in Fishers.
Yeah.
Well, EV chargers are
You
part of
can
my
find that you can
business.
plug it into 110 someplace?
Yeah, I suppose it takes a long time.
Come over by Joel's trailer and plug into the 110 there.
Okay.
I'll get you about 3 miles per hour, something like that.
Yeah.
That's something that I do. I work at the air pollution control district here in California and in Central Coast, and we do a lot of grants to install chargers. We're currently going after a federal grant to put in $20 million of chargers along the Central Coast.
Wow.
For fast chargers. So we're active in that space.
That's all well and good, but without coal or fossil fuel, what are you guys gonna do for electricity?
Well, solar is doing pretty good right
It
now.
ain't happening. Solar can't keep up. It'll be gray out city.
Yeah, I think the battery backup storage that Tesla's doing, those big battery packs, may help solve the problem down the road, but it'll be some time before the transition fully happens.
Have you got a lot of windmills in California?
We do, like in the Tehachapi, there's a lot of windmills. And right now on the Central Coast, Morro Bay they sold 3 leases for wind farms off the coast. And those windmills are going to be, they're 2,000-foot tall windmills.
Wow.
And there's going to be,
Ooh.
yeah, they're 2,000-foot tall. They're floating windmills anchored to the ocean seabed. There's 3 leases, and there's 3 companies that are currently in the process of going through all the reviews, and they're studying the seafloor right now and all that. So it'll be a while before those go in, if they ever do go in. But those right there, Diablo Canyon's right here in the Central Coast as well. That's the last nuclear power plant here in California. And the onshoring is going to come in right to where Morro Bay's power plant used to be. So there's grid right here for all those windmills. And those are, night and day. So there's a lot of wind that goes through that whole coastline. We'll see. It's going to be a while.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, there's Mark Gerber. How you doing, Mark?
Hey, Mark, what day are you getting to the nest, Jim?
I'm going to be up there starting Sunday, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll have to come get your autograph, Jim.
On a check.
yeah. Where's your checkbooks? I'll autograph this.
I'll bring my carousel plans. You can sign them.
Oh, you are?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Huh. The old carousel. I still have mine. It's hanging on the wall in the garage.
Hmm.
I flew it up there in 2010. Charlie Mackey was there, and
Oh, wasn't
yeah,
that cool?
yeah, that was like a little 50th anniversary at the time, I think.
You and Don Ogren and him?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I saw that
Yeah,
was what,
I'll be right back.
yeah, I had well, Don, he had the gobble swans, the big
yeah.
one. I think it was like a 60-inch. The carousel was pretty small compared to that one. It was only like 54 inches, something like that, 52. And but the one that Don had was huge. It was pretty big. And he flew it on I think a 46, I believe.
Hey, Sparky,
So,
can you make me
Yeah.
big? Can you make me big for a second?
Who said that?
Me, Bob.
Hunt?
Yeah,
Bob. Mhm.
that's Bob. That's the perfect dyslexic's name,
Wait a minute.
Bob.
What happened here? I do not understand what's going on here.
Yeah, you don't give Charles enough credit, man.
Yeah.
You didn't pay him enough.
Uh,
Now I can't get back.
Don't worry about it.
oh yeah, the old stunt cover. Yeah, with Charlie and Don and I. Yeah.
Oh, remove pin. Okay, we got it figured out now.
Okay.
Hang on a second.
Okay.
Remove pin. And I gotta remove this pin. There we go. Now you're good to go.
Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, you're on there.
I can't. That bit big for everybody?
Yeah, as long as you're
Okay.
talking.
Anyway.
Yeah, cool. I remember that issue.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was back when I was secretary treasurer. They put both titles on me. Now they got a secretary and a treasurer. I had it both. I had to do both jobs.
Did a good job too.
Well, I tried. It was pretty interesting, put it that way. Got to talk to a lot of people on the phone that I didn't know. That was good. Got a lot of feedback from people. But anyway, it was a good time. I wouldn't do it again.
You did your part.
Yeah. How's my airplane coming there, Sparky?
Almost got it done.
Looks
All
nice.
right. Okay. You know, you're going to have to be the test pilot with that. We'll test it up in Muncie.
Yeah, that way I can say I flew a Fox.
There you go. See, you've always said you never flew a Fox 35. That'll be your chance.
I fly Fox 35s all the time. I cut them up for tip weight.
Yeah.
There you go. That's
I got that other 51 for you, so I'll have that out there for you.
yeah, okay, Bob.
I also
did I
have.
ever-
Good.
Oh, I was going to say, I don't know if I told you enough, but Phil called me. I talked to him. We had a
Good.
nice conversation.
Good.
I don't remember if he said he was coming to the Nationals or not. I don't remember.
I think he might come to the Worlds.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I heard him say that. Now I think he's.
I can't stay for the Worlds. It's just too many days.
Yeah, it is a lot of time.
Well, my wife still works, and she goes in 2 days a week, and
Oh.
she's got a dispensation. So next week she could, Nats week for me, she can stay home, watch the dog, but can't leave the dog all day, for another week. So
Is she not trustworthy, Bob?
with that,
I said, is she not trustworthy?
well, no, I mean, I don't want her eyeballs floating around.
Yeah, I
around
know what
noon.
you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, she's my
Well,
little
see-
girl.
Yeah, I got one of them too. Only mine's a little girl. Yeah.
And mine's a big golden retriever. She's
Yeah.
a monster.
Mine's a 6-pound monster. She's almost 7 pounds.
There we go.
now.
There's a puppy. There's a puppy. Is that a Brittany? Is that a Brittany?
No, we think this is Charlie.
Hi,
And-
Charlie.
Oh, yeah.
Charlie is, he's probably Jack Russell and we don't know what else, but Beagle, probably Beagle and Jack Russell.
Yeah.
He's a good boy.
Yeah.
Hi, Charlie. Can you hear? Can you hear?
He can't hear. I've got my
Oh,
ear.
you can't hear? Oh, got it. Okay.
Yeah. Dogs are great, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had the
Dogs are great.
big earphones tonight. I had a little, one of those little things you put on your ear, and it took a dive on me. I don't know, it quit working. I gotta get another one. So I had to use these things tonight. Oh,
There's Casey.
what's her name? What's her name?
Casey.
Casey. Hey, Casey. Yeah.
He's a monster.
Pretty dog.
Crazy.
So Bob, when you were flying combat with Phil, what plane did he have you flying on? Was his
It was slow combat. I mean, to be,
mhm.
I couldn't keep up with a fast combat airplane, but it was slow combat, and it was one of his gotcha slow combat.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've got some kits from him for building some gotchas.
They
down
fly
the road.
great. Yeah,
Yeah.
they really fly good. I got 9 cuts on Reedy, God rest his soul. I didn't kill him. He, I got 9 cuts on him. I think I got 7 on Whiteman, and I got like 5 on Cartier. And I think on Bub Reese, I had another 8 or 9 cuts. It was just, they said it was the highest scoring of slow combat matches ever,
Let me go to the chat here. We got quite a few chatters here. Roy Lane says, good evening, like provided, thank you. Ismail Sosa says, very nice colors, big wing. I don't know what he's talking about. I like the much color wing and decals. I guess that's the Navion.
Yeah.
Evening Sparkman. This is from Marcella Gran and everyone at Stunt School. And he says landing gear is excellent. Ed Carlisle says like sent. Hi everyone, happy Friday from Daniel Berry Sports. Yo, John Sukulak says, are there gurney flaps removable or glued permanently? And then I got, let's see here. It says, Ara Dickman says, Sparky, did the Navion wing structure get doped before applying the soak span? Yes. Okay, all caught up on chat.
The Navion looks great.
Yeah,
How it goes.
it's coming.
Huh. Yeah, I asked Sparky to build that, and I didn't know he was going to do such a good job. I figured, see, if I built that, I'd just slap it together and go fly it.
But it's coming out. It'll be, I think it's going to be 29 ounces. It's right now.
Yeah, it's going to be nice.
I don't have a tank on it, but
That looks good.
Gonna get one more coat of clear. I'm gonna sand this and then clear it again. So we'll weigh it with this partial tank too. Let's see what it weighs.
Yeah, you were guessing before that it wouldn't make 25, but you'd be happy if it was 30, right?
Yeah, 26.4 as is there, and here's the tank goes on it. So that's 27 and a half. We'll throw in a 1/2 ounce mystery weight for fuel lines, so that's 28 and 2 ounces for,
Tip weight.
no, tip weight's in it already. I built it as per plans. The lead outs come out where the plan said. It's got 3/4 ounce of tip weight.
Wow, those lead outs are far apart.
Exactly where that's where the holes are in the ribs.
Wow.
Hey, Sparky, did you, I can't tell from here, did you end up painting the fillets?
Yes.
I can't tell from the small picture, but
Is that what you're going to fly at the Nats, Jim?
no. No, I don't think I'll be flying at the Nats, that's for sure.
Right there.
It's really nice, Sparky. You did a nice job.
Yeah, he did.
He wanted me to sign it, so I signed it and then painted it on.
Yeah, I wanted to get his name on there. There's,
Yeah.
he's the guy that built it. So, well, we get him to sign his name. So if anybody asks me, say, well, did you build that? I'll say, well, check the wing.
Stunt hanger.
Stunt hanger, yeah.
Well, I just wanted to put it together and build it for you like it would have been done in the 50s and 60s.
Right.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Because
back in the day, if I was building that back in the 60s, well, I did build one actually when I was about 14. I was Sterling, maybe I was 13. That's when they were Sterling kits, and I built the Mustang and I built the
Yak.
Navion, and I think I did have a Yak 9 too. So
I had a Yak.
They were pretty popular kits back in the day.
they had a Yak, a Messerschmitt,
A Starfire.
a Mustang.
I never built the Starfire. No, the Mustang and the Yak and the Navion.
And to be honest, if this was built back in the 60s, it would be built even better because this was a pretty rushed job. And it seems to me that the guys in the 60s took more time doing things. I mean, the airplanes are just perfect.
Yeah.
Well, they had to wait.
Android took long to drive.
Yeah, there you go. And chew up your fingers. Ah.
Yeah, but the finishes were just flawless.
I have an Android story. When I was about 12, I built a Vico Chief, and I didn't know to put, well, I had never even seen epoxy. I just had seen Android. So I put the motor mounts in with Android. So I'm flying it. I was like the second flight, and the engine just took off and went out over into the cornfield. And the airplane just floated to the ground like a leaf. I didn't know better, That's how you learn, is you make goofy mistakes.
Yeah.
Back then, I used white glue to glue the motor mounts in.
Yeah,
You remember using Plyo-Bond?
Plyo.
Plyo-Bond. George Aldrich built one of his Noblers with Plyo-Bond, and it came apart.
Really?
It came up.
I used Plyo-Bond. I forgot the outcome of it, but
knowing George, I bet he was really happy.
Yeah.
I'm sure he laughed a lot.
Old George.
Knowing George, yeah. He was the A.J. Foyt of model airplanes.
That's a good analogy, yeah.
Oh boy.
Well, speaking of Ambroid, I did find some Ambroid on eBay a couple years back. I think I have about 6 3.5 ounce containers, and I've been filling up my hangar of kits to build.
Oh,
With that Ambroid.
condolences on that.
Yeah. Yeah. Just remember my story about the motor mounts. So don't put them in with Android.
No,
Well,
use the
and I don't-
epoxy for that.
Yeah, I don't know what the shelf life is on that stuff either, because I got a few tubes of that like 7 or 8 years ago, and one of them I hadn't used yet, and I went up and found it, and it was pretty much worthless. So
Yeah.
if you let them sit, they the more recent you know, recipe
Yeah.
or whatever, it might not be so good.
The two groups that
These are
bought the two groups that bought the original Ambroid before they changed the formula were model airplane flyers and musicians. Think about it.
Oh, I got you. Yeah.
These are sealed and in their fridge in a drawer way in the back so the wife doesn't see it.
Wow.
You know, back when I don't know, before I stopped flying, before I got, couldn't do it, I ordered 4 tubes of Sigmet, and it's still in my garage. I guess it'd still be good. It hasn't been frozen or anything. So,
But it begs the question, why? With all the good
Why?
glues we have today, why?
well, Sigmet was pretty good. It was like I think it was the same formula of the old Comet glue.
Yeah.
Remember Comet?
Andy?
Yeah, that was.
Did you want to make a little blurb about your buddy Ron Byrne?
Sure, be happy to. And before that though, it's all about the smell, Rob or Bob. The memory of childhood.
Yes, sir.
That's why I got
Yeah.
a can of Aerogloss that I open up once in a while.
Oh my.
So I was fortunate living here on the Central Coast when I moved here in 2000 from Idaho and Southern California. And before that, I got to meet Ron Byrne and got to fly with him and our buddy Bob Silva, who is from Southern California as well. And so Ron was a good mentor for me, and he and the Slow Flyers, which was an RC group here, they put together classes for students during the summertime at Cal Poly, the university here. And the ag department opened up their shop, and they just brought in kids, and Ron designed a Spitfire kit that was a slab wing Spitfire, and then a built-up wing of Mustang around the Norvell engines, the 061 and the 15. Norvell was stationed, or they were right here in San Luis Obispo at that time. So he connected with them and designed the airplanes around those engines. So anyway, I helped him on some of those days of building, and he was just such a giving guy with his knowledge and his interest in helping promote the hobby and helping kids learn. So it was really fun to be able to be with him and do that. And then just we'd go over to his shop, and he had every kind of airplane that you could think of. He had the little super, the Mylar planes that he built, and built the propeller, and just unbelievable builder. And at that time, his Parkinson's was pretty bad, and I can't believe what he still accomplished. He just amazingly skilled building, even with that. So anyway, in tribute of Ron, Ron passed away in around April of 2022. And I put together a little tribute that's in the memory section for Stunt Hangar. And it was too big to post up on Stunt Hangar, so I got some links where folks can download the tribute.
Yeah, we were looking
kind
at
of
that
pictures.
Friday night. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I looked at
Wow.
it too.
Oh, good. Yeah.
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 Can I share my Ron Burns story?
Please.
And it's everybody knows this story. I think everybody here knows this story. I'm sure John Miller does. Ron came to the Nationals, I think it was 1988, with the Wildcat. And to me, that was a very significant airplane to me because my father he was the chief troubleshooting engineer at Eastern Aircraft when they built the FM2 Wildcat during the war. So he brought that airplane to the Nationals, and it was the most perfectly built and finished airplane I've ever seen in my entire life. For those who don't know, he had a finish on it that was a finish showing the original finish showed through the new finish, like the real airplane. There was an airplane that had a finish on it. They put another finish on it, and it started to, diminish. And you could see the old finish through the new finish, and it was amazing. It was an incredible piece of work. And he took it to the Nationals, and the event director, moron, took the airplane and walked it to the back of the room and set it in the last row, the lowest point row. And he took somebody else's airplane that was not even in the same league as Ron's airplane and put it on the front row. So in tribute to Ron, I wrote a series in Flying Models about semi-scale airplanes, and I dedicated it to Ron Byrne because he should have been on the front row by himself with that airplane.
I would love to read that article that you wrote.
It's in Flying Models in the 80s, someplace in the 80s. No.
Okay.
I don't remember what I had for breakfast, so I can't tell you what issue it's in.
Okay.
I think it's all about the shine sometimes, Bob. It's not the build so much as how well it shines.
Well, it shouldn't be anything. Finish doesn't mean shine. Finish means finish.
Yeah.
And if it's a dull finish done perfectly, it should get perfect score.
Yeah.
That's my, it doesn't
I
say
agree.
anything about
Yeah.
shine. It says finish.
Well, I just, I've noticed in the last few years, there's some pretty shiny airplanes nowadays.
Yeah, and that's kind of what the standard is, but it doesn't mean that's what it should be.
Well, that's what I was getting at. Same thing. That they didn't appreciate the way the airplane was built.
Ron's airplane was the most perfect airplane I ever saw in my life.
So there you go. Well, it must have been pretty good. If you're saying that, it must have been pretty nice.
Incredible.
Yeah. Hey, John Miller, what are you eating? Fried chicken? Oh.
Pizza.
And did you bring enough for everybody?
Yeah.
I did, but I ate it all.
Oh, no, thanks. Nice going.
No, I've been feeding my face here, but I've been listening to Bob talk about the Wildcat. I didn't get to see that thing, but I saw good pictures of it. And I did too get to see it because he brought it to VSC that next year. And I did get to see it, and it was as good as everybody says it was.
I heard the trapeze landing gear even functioned.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised.
Mm.
But anyway, I don't think that'll ever happen again at the Nationals. There was so much uproar over that.
Yeah.
I've been busy working on details on the electric version of the Trailblazer. Got a lot done today. I knuckled down and put my nose to the grindstone. Usually I'll work 10, 15 minutes, take 10, 15 minutes, go do something else just to keep my brain from fried. But today my brain was feeling pretty good through most of the day, so I didn't have to worry about it fried. Maybe it's already fried. That might be what the problem is. But so anyway, so things are moving along in that direction. I did have an interesting thing happen, and I'll share it with you if you'd like.
Sure.
How many of you know Matt Cullen?
Sure. Yeah. Since he was a little kid.
Yeah. So when he was in high school, I was drawing plans for Brodak and a couple other companies. And he sent me 3 drawings of his dream stunters. And they popped some time ago, that they popped up, and I sent him a copy of this earlier today or last night. And it's interesting if you look at it. It's a really extremely thick airfoil, but one of them looks very much like what he's flying today. Now, give me a moment here. You guys go ahead and talk about something, and I'll get everything lined up.
Let's talk about John.
Might as well, can't dance, let's plow.
Pretty one-sided with his pizza. He could have.
Oh,
some
come
for
on, where's
everybody.
it?
Hey, Mark, are you going to the Nats? Mark?
Yeah.
What day you gonna be there?
I'm gonna get there Friday afternoon
Yeah, me too.
and I'll be judging.
The brand new LPAD.
I'm looking forward to seeing that. I hope it's as good as everybody is anticipating it will be.
It better be.
What'd they do, Bob? Did they
They completely tore it up and put in a new subsurface and a new top. And the same guy who did it does the Indianapolis Speedway. They paved that.
Oh.
The same company.
Uh-huh.
We
But
shouldn't
they-
have any cracks for another 100 years, right?
Let's hope so.
Well-
Yeah,
We'll see.
Yeah.
it was $400,000,
Oh my God.
which was actually not the highest bid. So
Bob, you were talking about that Ron's airplane. What was it? A Hellcat?
it was a Wildcat, FM2 Wildcat.
Wildcat. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
He also had a Mach-E 202.
Oh, really?
Yeah, unbelievable. Yeah, look at that.
Oh.
This is the document that Andy put together.
Good grief.
Really nice.
Yeah. That's really nice.
And
I
that sat on the last row. It should have been on the front row all by itself. You can see the finish of the star.
Yeah.
The old finish.
Yeah.
Amazing. What a piece of work.
Yeah.
Well, he weathered that first star too.
This one here, yeah.
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 Mm.
Beautiful work. Excellent.
Yeah, and the inside, I of course I didn't see this, but all of his cockpits, the dials are everything's perfect. Just
Look at that
amazing.
landing gear.
Oh my gosh. And that actually worked?
I heard they did.
Did that retract? I'll be darned. Man, even if it didn't, it's still a piece of work.
Yeah.
I don't know whether they retracted or not, but I heard they were sprung.
Oh, that was beautiful.
I can't tell. You can't really tell from the picture here.
Wow.
This is pivoting here. Those sleeves there. I don't know what's going on down here.
Wow.
Yeah.
Al Raby, eat your heart out.
Yeah. Oh,
Isn't
that's,
that something?
yeah.
Look at that.
Is that the last row?
Is that 88?
I don't know, Andy, do you know?
I don't know. I found this picture on Stunt Hangars. I'm not sure what year it was.
Then you were talking about that Monty. Come here.
The Mach-E? Yeah.
Yeah.
Another beautiful airplane. Yeah,
That's
there
what's
it is.
left of it, I guess, or was.
Wow.
Oh,
That's
Before
right up
drilling it.
Gordy's alley.
And they had these other two as well, the Zero and the BT-13.
Multi vibrator.
Yeah. And these are both beautiful airplanes as well.
yeah.
Unbelievable.
That Zero looks like it has a authentic finish on it too. Looks like it's got,
Here's a master.
yeah, it looks like it has weathered spots on it. Yeah. Hmm.
And Andy, you were talking about, oh, there's the P-51, I think you were talking about, right?
Yeah, that's it.
That's the Sterling.
That's when I flew. That's actually his design. Oh, that's the Sterling. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the Sterling.
Yeah, that's
This is his design then.
yeah, that's
right?
his design there. Yeah. Yep.
Mm.
It's
Looked like
flapped.
RSM kitted it.
Hmm.
And
Yeah,
then
it flies good.
this is a Spitfire you were talking about.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah,
Go
so
for
this
it.
is this is my tribute to Ron is I built his Spitfire and I maybe did a faux pas because I chopped off the nose a bit and put an 074 in there, an over 074, and then and put a bladder on it. But I do have that those plans, and I can get them scanned and loaded up to stunt hangar if you like.
It'd be cool.
Hmm.
Put them on AutoZone.
So yeah, there you go.
Nice tribute.
Anyway,
Nice
good.
tribute.
Yeah, this is nice work, Andy. It's really nice that you did this because a lot of us have seen little pieces of this, and we never have seen all of Ron's accomplishments sort of all summarized in one document like this.
Incredible.
Well, and I tell you what, going into his shop, it has that smell of a a model airplane shop. It was great.
I don't know what else was down here that he was doing.
Yeah, if you go up, there was, let's see,
It looked like he was working with a lot of kids. too.
Humongous.
that's the humongous, yeah. Right below right below this one. Right there that there is and
Martin, it's a Martin Baker, I think, isn't it? That one on the left?
Yeah, I'm talking about that foam, the blue foam right
This
there.
one here.
Yep. So he designed something, a form to be able to mold his fuselages, and then all those pieces come apart. I can't tell you what he did, but that was one of the pieces of the puzzle to make some of his planes. And I think that might be for that Mustang that's sitting over there, the larger one.
You see the plans for the Zero here on the wall. Those are pretty cool.
Actually that's a good point, because one thing I did mention in the tribute is he has got gobs of magazines there and plans, and that's one thing that we've cleared out most of the shop and tried to sell everything that we could, but he's got plans galore, and I don't know what to do with them or if anybody wants them or anything, but
I'll get them scanned by FedEx and put them on AutoZone.
yeah, and they're, I don't know really what's there. Their control line, their RC, they're just historic plans from that he collected over the years. So I really don't know what's there. It's just a shelf of plans.
Hmm.
There's some pictures in here that show those, but that's Ron right there.
Yep.
And it looked like he had well, you can sort of see the Zero plan here.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And then he had the this one here looked like a Burns twister instead of a Fancher twister.
Yeah.
So he calls it a tweak twister.
Big twister.
Yeah, I don't know if I think those plans are on his computer drive, and I don't know if there's any way to get them off of there.
Well, it's just, this is really great that you did this.
Yeah, that's that
Interesting.
ship of, that's a one up was, there's that, his plans, his list of, his stack of plans, tubes of plans.
And you said even when he had Parkinson's, he was still drawing.
Yeah. Yeah. Amazing.
And you
If
had
you
all
can
the,
imagine, years and years of collecting, there was a
Mm.
hazmat.
Go back, go back, go back. Go to it.
what are you looking for? This one?
Just looking at the kits.
Yeah, so these kits, we gathered, Bob Silva and my friend Chris Burkhart and Bob Van Riet. We gathered all these plans, and then I found the Black Sheep Squadron, which is a club in Southern California, and I was able to connect with them, and they do mentorships and builds, and they give gifts to young people that are interested in building planes. So I loaded up the car and met them at Madonna Inn in San Luis Obispo. They happened to be in there, and handed them over.
Wow. Wow. Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
Anyway, thanks again, Andy, for doing this. This
Yeah,
is
thank
really
you so
nice.
much. That's a
thank
really,
you. Yeah.
really nice tribute.
Sure thing. Yeah. Well, he was a really good guy and super helpful. Any questions I had, and yeah, great mentor. Miss
Yeah,
him.
sorry I never got to meet him.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
that was interesting.
Mark, would you mind sharing that first picture of him again? That first
Right at the
page?
beginning?
Yeah, thanks. And thanks Sparky for posting all this material that's up on
Ah.
Stunt Hangar.
That's what this is for, man.
I downloaded this Friday night while we were having our meeting. Now let's do it this way.
Lifetime worth of work.
Oh, that's the end. Let's go back. There you go. That's the one you wanted.
Ah, stupidity kills, but not fast enough.
Ron had the best shirts all the time. He had fantastic shirts, and somebody else had written up on the tribute that Ron was an actor. He did plays, and
Yeah, I saw that.
yeah, so he had really good stories of that as well.
Wow. Very a Renaissance man.
Wonderful.
Well, it looked like he worked with a lot of kids too. You see all these pictures of
Yeah,
all these kids that he was helping.
yeah, those are the classes there at Cal Poly that he did in the summer times
Wow.
with the slow flyers.
Wow.
We get excited when we get one or two kids show up these days.
Mhm.
Anyway,
Yeah,
really
thank
cool
you.
That's great.
Document, Andy.
Sure.
I've got Matt's sketches loaded up, ready to go whenever you're ready.
Sure.
Go ahead, John.
Oh, hey, they come up. Can you see him?
Yep.
Yeah.
Little,
And
little,
what
little
year
win-
did he make those?
He was in high school. It was in the he was still being coached by his grandpa.
Oh yeah, I remember his
Like, he was,
grandpa.
16, 17, somewhere in there, 15, 16, 17 years old.
little windy influence in there.
Yeah.
What'd you say? His email came back and he says, "Thanks for sending to me. I really appreciate having him from way back then." He says, "Looks like I still like the low slung canopy."
Yeah.
Look at the airfoil.
Yeah, is that thick or is that thick?
How about
It's got the high point way forward.
Oh yeah. Well, we were all young boys at one time. We all sat and scribbled drawings of airplanes in our when we're supposed to be doing something at school.
it? That's all I did.
Yeah. So-
What I used to do, John, was my grandfather worked at the local hardware store.
Yeah.
When they get plate glass in, they used to have sheets of paper between them.
Ah.
And he'd give me those sheets of paper. They were like, 24 by 24. They were big.
Oh,
And I'd
yeah.
take them home and I'd draw rocket ships and airplanes and all sorts of things. I was probably like 8 or 10 years old at the most.
Those were the days, weren't they? Imagination, a pencil and eraser, and you were fit for the rest of the week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you make me big for a minute?
I can't.
Marky
Who,
can.
who said that?
Bob. That's B-O-B either way.
Come on, there we go.
Because if I'm big, I don't get to see myself big, right?
I don't
Right.
know. There you go.
And we're big, I can't, well, anyway. This is, my influence was Gene Schaefer.
Oh, look at there.
It's like an Usa Ama, right? Very similar.
Yeah.
And then when I was in the Army, all I did was sketch airplanes when I was supposed to be listening to my drill sergeants. And
Oh, look at that.
Mm.
and there's more. This is what's left of my Red Nobler that you've all seen in pictures. That's Bob Gialdini, one of my heroes. That's my Mustang, John. You remember my Vico Mustang? What's left of that? I always liked twins, so I was sketching twins when I was a kid.
That one looks like it's influenced by Delaney.
Well, everything was influenced by Delaney. There's my original Caprice.
Mm.
I have other pictures here, other things here. Let's see. There you go. Talk about low slung airplanes.
Ain't no rudder.
No, yeah, go figure. Here, biplane,
Oh, look at that. That's nice.
and there's a whole bunch of them here. Here's one.
Do you have retracts on that?
No, it's like a wing in the bottom, like a biplane, but it had an anhedral, and the wheel pants were at the end of the wing.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Mm.
And there's more.
Well, I'm glad to see that you had a normal growing up there, Bob.
That's all I did, man, was sketch airplanes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I ever handed in an essay, and I ended up being an editor.
That looks familiar.
I've got a whole bunch of them in here.
Lou Wolgast.
Yeah, except that was before Lou. That was pre-Lou. If I have any others in here. That's a low slung. That's Gene Schaefer styling.
Looks like a cardinal.
Long before Wendy's. Someplace in here I have the original drawings of the Genesis. There's another twin rudder thing, the Stunt machine kind of influence.
What year did Dean Schaefer do his stunt machine?
It's 1971.
Okay.
That's pretty much all I had in that one. Anyway, that's just some of the stuff I sketched when I was a kid.
It's
I'm still-
amazing that you
I'm
still
still a
have that
kid.
stuff, Bob.
I'm still a kid.
It's amazing that you've kept all that stuff.
Yeah.
I used to have a drawing I did in 1965. It was the year after I got out of the Navy, or it might have been 66. And it was I was influenced by the Valkyrie bomber with the canard up front and all that.
Oh yeah.
And I drew up a stunt ship based on that. And it might have flown, but it wouldn't have flown very good. But it sure looked good, But I did it up full size. I had that on. I was a draftsman at that time, and so I had access to the larger paper and all of that, and the equipment to do it with. Wish I still had those. I had them. I saw them about 20 years ago, and I don't know what happened to them.
There we go. Okay.
Oh, yeah, here you go. Make it big again if you can.
You're already big.
All right. Genesis,
Oh, yeah.
early drawing of a Genesis. And another Genesis influenced airplane.
That airplane reminds me of a fish. I can't remember what they call that fish.
Arowana.
A what?
Arowana.
Do you remember the Miss Laura that was published in Flying Models?
Bob Whiteley?
No, it was Alan Seacat. This is the original sketch that he worked off of that I did. So like a cassette racer. And we built an airplane called the Miss Laura for him. And I had a kind of an AT-6 Texan looking kind of thing, you know. And here's a twin I called the Matisse.
Got a tail like an F-111.
And I was in the Army, and I saw these every day. An OB-10A.
Yeah.
Bronco.
Has anybody ever seen the Icarus, the Canadian version of the OB-10A?
Yes.
It's a gorgeous airplane. Here you go. I was at the semi-scale there for a while. A Mentor, a Mike, and a Mustang. And this was the original Spat template from the original Caprice. I think that's about it. Oh, there you go. That's me in the front row holding that plaque in the Army. 68.
Looks like your boy.
Yeah, yeah, everybody says that. Look just like Robbie. Poor kid. Anyway, memory lane.
Oh, but he'll have a big stash of balsa though.
Yeah, that's it. I think, you know, everybody knows what he calls my balsa supply. It says inheritance. We were out flying. Robbie was out flying with me today. He put 6 in. He's just flying lights out again. You know, so.
Hey, Steve. Steve Smith's coming in.
Hey, original.
Hi, Jim. Hi, Bob.
Hi,
Hello,
Steve.
everybody.
Original, yeah.
Even got Gary to lift his head there for a minute.
Yeah, how about that?
Hi, Gary.
Gary's Gary's a black square. I don't know.
I think Gary's catching up on his sleep.
That's funny.
Well, we only got a week now. We'll be up there in Muncie.
Yes, sir.
Steve, are you judging this year?
Yeah, I'm actually going to fly intermediate and classic, but I'm going to judge main event.
Did you get my check? Did you get my check?
Not yet. I'm looking for it. I'm trying to get Sparky to do some practicing, but
We
so
were out,
darn hot and humid here.
What are you flying in classic?
A Blue Angel that I got from
Bob Brunel.
Walt Brunel. Yeah, that was my introduction to electric. And that's how I fell in love with it, I guess. You know, Bob says it has no drive, but I like it.
It helped when you put the rev up on it.
Yes, it did. Oh, man. A rev up 11.7 1/4.
Wow. Did
And
you
I
ever
got them-
see Jim Vagani's Blue Angel?
Only in pictures. I heard it was gorgeous, but I also heard he crashed
He
it.
crashed it, yeah. And so did
Oh,
Mike,
man.
and Mikey Palco finally crashed the Mustang.
Oh,
Oh, no.
no.
no. He's had
And
that a
Rick and
long
Rick
time.
and Rick Huff crashed the BF 110.
Oh, man. So am I the only one flying classic?
I'm scared to go flying.
I'm sure.
I don't know. I got this up here. I might bring that with me. That's my my new Caprice there. It might come.
Oh, my.
That might
Yeah,
come with me.
I won't have a chance against that.
Okay, I won't fly then.
No, I'm flying classics.
It doesn't matter what you fly, Bob. I could not keep up.
It's all for fun.
That's what I told Bob the other day. Just go up and have fun.
At our age, who cares about trophies? You know,
Nah,
nobody's going to remember it 50 years from now, but we'll remember the fun we had. So.
that's right. I have no idea what you're working on there, Sparky.
I'm working on the tank for Jimmy's airplane.
Is that a soldering iron I see?
Yep.
All right.
I took a 8-ounce tank and cut it in half, replumbed it. We're gonna replumb it.
Nice. So you're going to get the new Navion, huh, Jim?
Yeah, I'm getting special treatment there. I mean, he's hand making a tank for me, and he's got a beautiful finish on the fuselage, on the red.
Yeah, yeah, it looks good.
Yeah, he did a great job.
That's Stunt Hangar red. It's special color.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hangar red.
I should have bought both gallons of it.
I want to show you something, Steve.
Okay.
Let me get this thing down. And everybody else too. You can take these Dubro wheels and you can paint them, you know. Any color.
Oh, that is cool.
Yeah, they really work well. Painted like that, you know.
Yeah, I like it.
Because
So is that one electric?
yeah. Well, no, it just doesn't have any compression. There's a box, you know.
Oh, no compression. Okay.
No, it's electric. Yeah.
What prop is that, Bob?
This is a badass 11.5 reverse pitch.
Isn't that what
Actually,
you?
this is standard pitch.
Aren't you running one of them today, Steve?
It was a 12.6. And it just didn't have the drive I needed.
Really?
I guess it's kind of heavy.
Wow.
And I put that rev up 11.7 1/4 that I got from Bob, and man, it felt great.
Wow.
And what were my lap times, Bob?
5.3.
5.3.
Yeah.
Right.
I thought it was 5.2 on the first flight, but I was quick on the button.
Yeah, it happens.
That extra pitch really made a difference, huh?
Yeah, it made a big difference.
Gary Sinclair, what do you got going?
Hey, Gary.
Not much. Not
There's
much.
Gary.
Well, I need to get a piece of scrap brass tomorrow. Make the tabs for this.
Are we going out in the morning, Bob?
I don't know. Depends. What's the weather supposed to be?
Well, it's not supposed to rain till the afternoon. And they're saying 5 to 10 on the wind. So
That's really bad at Booter.
yeah, that's true.
The wind at the end of the day today was getting really squirrely.
Yes, it was. Guess we'll look out in the morning and see what's moving or not, and then decide.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be so bad if the trees were gone.
Well, then we wouldn't have any shade.
And we underneath the cabana.
Yeah, we'd have to go under there where they haven't fixed the roof yet.
Or I could bring my pop up.
The long range weather report from Muncie sounded pretty good.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Low winds, and it was winds from 3 to 5 miles an hour with occasional gusts to 90.
Yeah,
Sounds like Muncie.
yeah. Okay.
Saw it one year at 30, or was it 32?
Was that 21?
I don't know. It's
Oh, 90,
Yeah, it was pretty windy in 21.
2000,
Yeah.
I think it was 2005. Brett Buck crashed in a level flight. The wind was so hard, it just slammed his airplane into the ground.
Oh, man.
And Todd Lee destroyed a Mustang. Paul Walker scratched his canopy on an hourglass.
Hmm.
Think about it.
Yeah, I am thinking about that. How can that happen?
Yeah.
He got over pretty far.
I guess so.
Gieske was on his way to making the top 5. And the wind blew him over right on his rear end. He couldn't finish the platter.
Hmm.
That was a windy national.
Yeah, I missed that one. That was before I got back into it.
Howard had his anemometer at right at the corner between circle 2 and circle 4, right there, right next to circle 3, but right there at the corner. And that thing on the end of that pole was just zipping around like crazy.
Oh, man.
That was 2021, wasn't it?
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, 21 was crazy.
That was the only top 5 I'm glad I missed. I missed it by 4 points. And boy, am I glad I missed that top 5, because by the time they flew that, the wind was 3 times what it was in
No, that's not the year I'm thinking of, but that was a bad year. That was the year Joe Gilbert was dancing.
Yeah,
Yep.
Yeah.
he flew good.
No, I'm thinking farther back. I was thinking around more like 16 or 15, somewhere in there. It was really bad.
Wow.
They kind of run together
really
after time.
In 2012, on top 20 day, we had really bad wind and rain.
Rain, yeah, yeah.
Bob, you remember 1995 at the Tri-City Nats? That 15 knot or was it 30 knot windsock was straight out most of the time.
You mean Pascal?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's where I got to talk to you a lot. You're flying your Brown's dog.
Saturn. And now I understand why everybody busts my chops about my colors. Now that I got my eyes fixed, and I can see color again. Like I got to
Okay.
respray all my airplanes now.
Oh, no.
There's probably some people here who haven't heard this story. There's people here who have, but you want me to tell that story,
Tell it.
John?
Yeah, tell it.
All right. My father was an automation engineer, and of some note, he was in Society of Manufacturing Engineer of the Year, and he's in Who's Who, and he's got 29 patents and everything. It's quite good. One of the machines he got was quoting to build was a machine to package vials of U.S. bronze powder, all different colors. They had reds, greens, purples, blues, and copper and bronze. And they sent him boxes and boxes and boxes of these vials of powder. So one day he says to me, this is like 1971 or so, 72. He said, if you mix this with dope, he said, I bet it would make a nice trim color. My dad, I said, okay, and I had the first Genesis in white, and I mixed it up, and I said, that's not too bad. And I sprayed it on and, made the first bronze airplane or copper airplane. He loved it. I was kind of ambivalent about it, but he loved it. So was my dad. So it became my paint scheme. So I had probably about 17 of these over the years, and Billy Werwich just absolutely hated them. he would always bust my chops. He said, "What do you got? A 55-gallon barrel? All that crap? I don't want to see any more of these bronze airplanes." And naturally, that's like waving a red flag or a copper flag in front of a bull. And I just kept doing them. I even did a two-tone. Remember my Lark, John? I had that two-tone Lark of brown and bronze. And Billy just hated it. So 1993, I got my first golden retriever. And I called him up. And I said, "Guess what, Billy? I even have a bronze dog." And he goes, "Bob, you've had a lot of bronze dogs." Click. And then Saturn became the bronze dog.
Oh,
Yeah, I always liked that Saturn.
Yeah, me too.
yeah.
That flew good for you.
He
One
was
of the best
quick,
airplanes I ever owned.
he
Make you look
he was
good.
pretty quick on his feet coming with the comments. He was always had something funny to. That's so
He
I
done
never heard
flying,
that,
Bob?
What's
never
that?
heard that story before.
Is Billy done flying?
Well, he's got a flying circle in his backyard. You know, he has that stables, and he
I've been
actually
there.
he did a flying circle, but he's on dialysis 3 days a week, so there's no way he's going to be able to do this in the future at all. You know,
Oh, man. Sorry to hear that.
You know, here, this is the old bronze dog right there.
Look at that.
Aha.
That's in Czechoslovakia, 92. Billy hated it. He hated it even more that year because I beat him.
It's a good flying airplane. Looked good too. Had
Yeah,
that low slung look, you know, kind of like the Murata had, you
It was a
know.
good airplane. A
Yeah.
real good airplane.
Hey, Bob, when you were there, were you able to stay out of jail?
Yeah, I managed not to get arrested at that one, but you know, that's
Okay, there you go. That's
one of the very
that's
few
what
that I
wanted to
didn't get
know.
arrested at.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to know.
I like that helmet had the bronze streak right down the middle too.
Yeah, I had a little copper streak trench there. Of
Mhm.
course, you can't see it in this picture. This, you know.
Yeah, he keeps calling it copper, and we all call it bronze.
And that one was really bronze.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got a set of plans from flying models of that airplane, and I look at it, you know, and it's with the little pilot in there and all that. It sure looks like a racer, you know, low slung, nice.
That was at the team selection with Vic Macaluso, who recently passed away.
Mm.
Made the team to go to China that year.
Who was that on the left, Bob?
Yeah.
That was my son, Robbie.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And by the way, I didn't get arrested in China either.
That's obvious
Good.
because you're here still.
Yeah, good thing.
It was only Poland.
What's Howard trying to do?
He's
He's looking at us.
Yeah.
I'm trying to fly some stunt.
Oh, okay.
So
Don't watch.
The middle of the night?
I don't know. I can start picking out some errors, huh?
Yeah, no doubt. Just switched airplanes. I gotta get used to the new airplane.
Oh, a new plane? Nice.
Well, it's was new a few years ago, but it's been getting patched.
Oh, okay.
Howard, is there any clouds in that sky at all?
I don't see any.
No.
I
Yes.
can't believe he's flying at night.
Yeah, it's because the world is actually round. I know you don't believe that, but
And just so you know, not all the Saturns were bronze. You know.
Ah.
Oh, geez. I got a question. There's straight wings, and then some are swept back a bit. I think that's what you call them. Instead of being straight, they're on the back.
On the leading edge.
Yeah.
Tapered wing, Sean.
Do they fly better than a straight wing?
It's hard.
Mm,
Say what you're gonna say, Bob.
go ahead.
Everybody says that they do. The taper gives you some of a dihedral effect or something. And then you get planes that are barn door wing and they fly like a champ. And what are you gonna say? I mean, it's hard to say. I think more of the better flying airplanes have got the tapered wing, but you can make a straight winged airplane. Sometimes some of them fly real good.
Ever fly a really good Chief in the wind? That's one of the best airplanes in the wind there is.
Yeah.
Straight wing I think tapered wing airplanes look better. I mean, they just have a look to them. I really don't. Oh, Mark has got an airplane. He's got a really good flying constant chord airplane. What is it? The Ryan ST, right?
Yeah,
There's Charlie Perot's.
this guy here.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's the one I'm
That's a
taking to
good
the
one.
Nats for the classic. So
That almost
That's
looks
a
like a
good
Chief,
flying
doesn't it? Better looking Chief, but you know.
Really nice, Mark.
thanks. I'll let you autograph that one too.
The gorgeous airplane, Mark.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bob, that's double taper on the crossbar I'm building, right?
Yeah, I prefer swept forward trailing edges because it lowers the stick pressure in the wind. When you deploy, your airplanes are set up 0, 0, 0. And you know, the only reason they fly at all with level is because the tail drops until the point where they have enough angle of attack to fly. But when you go to do a maneuver and you give up elevator, let's say, the flaps go down and it changes the shape of the airfoil from a symmetrical airfoil to a very high lift airfoil, much like a Workman airfoil. And when it does that, it moves the center of pressure aft from the balance point. And,
Okay.
and when it does that, the airplane becomes overstable or nose heavy. And of course, it takes more pressure on the surfaces to turn the corners. In heavy wind, the stick pressure builds up.
Mm-hmm.
And when we sweep the trailing edge forward, the average of where the flap deflects and moves the CP less aft, and the airplane becomes less overstable in wind, and consequently it turns much easier. I can turn with 2 fingers in 20-mile-an-hour wind with the crossfire. It feels like it's on ball bearings.
Right.
And all the other airplanes I had in heavy wind, you had a lot of stick pressure to get it around a corner. So I love the swept forward trailing edge.
I'm looking forward to flying it once I get it done.
Oh my
Taking a while.
2025.
Yeah. Bob says, Sparky says it won't be till 2025. He's right.
Why rush
You
it?
know, I go over there once or twice a week and work on it, but I haven't been working on it because we've been flying. Looks like Sparky is frozen. Oh no, he's not.
No, I was soldering.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I did the glass on the nose, and I got to do some sanding on that, I think is the next step. Oh, Bob, before I forget, I got to write this down.
Yeah.
If I do a 2826 on that crossbar, what KV do I need and what battery?
What battery are you using? If you're using a 282610, you're going to need a 4-cell battery. I think.
No, I want to do a 5-cell.
And I think a 282612, if I'm not mistaken. What's the KV on that? Is that right? 850, 870?
Is that it?
Yeah. For that
570
battery, you want something around 850 to 870 nominally, you know. You want to see the swept forward trailing edge on, there you go.
Well, that's a twin, though.
Yeah. That one's got a significant amount of swept forward in it, actually.
Viper swept forward.
Yeah.
Yeah. Billy had an airplane. The reason I did this is because I saw Billy's Juno fly in the wind at Lincoln, Nebraska. And It went through the wind like it wasn't even there. But that had 2.5 inches per panel of leading swept forward. That's more than I want to do. But it flew great, and it was a beautiful airplane.
Yeah, it was. I like that. That's the reason I really liked the Juno was the wing design.
Oh man, that was a great looking airplane.
Yeah.
Do I have any pictures of that? I don't know. I have pictures of Billy. I try not to take pictures of Billy.
Looked like Howard's in the air. Camera's not in a good spot though.
How's he doing? What would you give?
Nah,
How
I
many
can't. I
points would you
can't
give?
tell. The camera's in a bad spot.
And he did that on purpose.
Yep.
Yeah, he doesn't want me seeing it, I guess.
Have anything with the Juno? I don't think I have any Juno. You can tell though in his Vulcans, another one that had a lot of sweep forward in it. I can get that up here.
That's a
Oh
nice.
yeah.
That's a D-tube wing.
That's the D-tube Vulcan. He also had originally had an I-beam Vulcan and a D-tube. Actually, it's a C-tube with shear webs.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good flying airplane. That won VSC, I think, 6 times.
Okay, I'm kind of dumb on this stuff. What's the difference between a C tube and a D tube?
A D-tube has a full web of, you make a spar that and normally has alternating slots. So you put one, like an egg crate, you put one rib in from the top and another rib from the bottom. The rib has half a slot in it, the spar has half a slot, and you slide them together and then you sheet the leading edge. A C-tube has a spar top and bottom, and there's nothing between the spars until you shear web, vertical shear webs between the spars after you get the wing built, which is it's an easier thing to do, and I think it's stronger too.
It allows you to glue the sheeting on a whole lot easier.
Exactly, and also the spanwise grain in the D tube is not as efficient as vertical grain shear webs in the C tube.
I only put shear webbing out to the landing gear. Is that
Yeah, I
enough?
do that too. I do one baby on the landing gear.
I don't even go that far. Just to the landing.
It can't bend after that. They're like girders. That's a pretty airplane though.
Yeah.
Billy had a Aries painted, but similar to that. You remember that one, Bob?
What's that?
Billy had an Aries that was painted like that similar paint job.
The red?
Yeah. The reason I know is because I ended up somebody.
It's possible. He was a lot like Sparky. He was a lot like Sparky. He could accidentally build an airplane.
Yeah.
Hey, Bob.
Oh,
sorry, Jim. Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, Mike Conley I had it, and I ended up buying it from him. And
Yeah, I remember his.
Yeah, I bought that Aries from Mike Conley. Of course, I don't have it anymore.
I don't recall Billy ever having a red Aries. He had a red Juno with a bubble canopy that he never used anywhere. He used it just for fun. He had a lot of airplanes that he built that he never used in competition.
Anyway,
I got your tank mounted.
Oh, thanks, Sparky.
Show us, Bob.
There you go, right there.
There you go. Look at that.
Make it big.
It is big.
No, I can't see.
I guess back in 1961.
Got to go to view, I think. Because I just did that early. Yeah.
It's pinned now. I mean.
Yeah, I see it.
Great job.
I'm trying to figure out how to plumb it though. We got the inlet here in a normal spot. It has the overflow right there, but that's no good. I gotta come out the bottom of the overflow, and what am I gonna do for the pressure side? Maybe drill it in this way.
Don't worry, Jim. I'll help you convert it to electric so it works.
Yeah.
Hey, Bob Hunt, do you have a formula for how long you're making your elevator wedges, your gurney flaps? What are you doing? Are you going half the
Yeah,
elevator
just gotta go
size?
I go like that.
Hmm.
I've tried, I make them so I can put them on and take them off, and you can,
Well, I understand that. I'm talking about the length. I know
I've had them anywhere from well, Howard did a set for me that were about 4.5, 5 inches for the twin, and they work great. But then I had another set that was like 6 inches. I have a picture of that, I think.
okay. So for the Caravel, the stab is like 24 inches or something like that. So I did 6-inch gurney flaps on each
Yeah,
side.
that's pretty good size gurney flaps, but you can always cut them down.
Right. So I just wondered if you're doing 50% of the length of the elevator for each side, or 40%, 30%.
Yeah.
Because I'm getting ready to make a set for the SV here, and I just wondered if you had a formula other than
TLAR.
guessing.
I really don't. I kind of use the TLAR principle.
Okay. All right. I'm
I
gonna
wish
go
I could
half.
tell you that I did this, more scientifically, but I don't.
Yeah, I'm gonna go half the length of each stab half, and then go from there and see if that's what I'll do.
And what do they do for you, Bob?
Well, there's conflicting theories about what they do for you. Now, what I've been told is, hold on a second, I'll just get this up here.
They make your airplane look cool, and they make guys like Sparky ask you, "What do they do for them?"
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. Somebody said, well, what they do is they impart some drag, like fletching on an arrow that stabilizes the airplane. Well, maybe true. I don't know. And they do impart drag because you use up more battery. I can tell you that.
Mm.
What I've been told is that the airflow off the bottom of the elevator, when you're giving up elevator, the airflow on the bottom actually disturbs the airflow on the top and makes it less effective. And that blocks the air coming from the bottom from affecting the top, and vice versa when you're inverted doing outside maneuvers. That makes more sense to me. All I know is if anybody tries to take them off that airplane, I'll break their arms. And mine are set back quite a bit further, so it also adds a little bit of elevator area.
That's the next thing I was going to ask you, Bob. So yeah, you've actually got a little spacer in there, so they're not the actual vertical surface isn't right up against the elevator. It's
exactly. That may not be the way it should be, but it works so good. I'm not taking them off. Now Howard, being far more, a student of aerodynamics than I am, can probably give you a whole litany of reasons why they do or don't work. But all I know is they work for me.
No, he can't.
Okay, Howard, for that.
No, it's not that he can't, it's that he won't.
I don't. Your explanation sounds suspect, but I don't know what they don't work on all airplanes. They don't work on mine. They do add drag. It doesn't stabilize it, but it sure runs battery down.
Well, whatever it does, I like the way it works.
Yeah, people do. They're the bee's knees for Axiomas,
Those ones you made for me for the wildfire, they really work well.
Oh, okay. Well, goody.
Goody.
I'll try them some more, I guess. Now I'm just trying to get my new Igor system working.
You got the new one?
I got the new one. It's incompatible with the TUT. I learned that today.
Oh.
So I lose my TUT functions.
So no bycasts.
Oh, I get the bycast. I just don't.
Oh, you do. Okay.
Yeah. Well, it tells me whether the battery's charged or not. I can use it for, Igor's got a function on there like the TUT has for FAI before they change the rules. It flashes once a lap to where it's going to quit, so you can line up for the win.
Mhm.
And FAI doesn't allow that?
FAI for a while didn't allow a pilot actuated shut off. So
Yeah.
The workaround was to have the light flash once a lap.
Yeah.
And so you weren't shutting it off, but you just knew better when it was going to shut itself off. But
Okay.
after they changed the rules to be like ours, you can do a cutoff loop. So I like the cutoff loop with a burst of speed after I land pretty consistently, but I can't do that without the tide. Igor could put it in. He's got a rate gyro in there, so he could put in a cutoff loop.
Interesting.
Yeah, you didn't see those. I told everybody I was going to do it. I'm so proud of it.
Yeah, I saw you do the cutoff loop thing. I didn't know it actually did something functionally.
Oh, you thought it was just I knew when it was going to stop and I did a loop. No,
Yeah.
What it does is it prevents the electrons from going up the feed tube.
Yeah.
I thought it was just an affectation. I thought it was just showing off.
It's got a rate gyro, so it integrates the rate, and when it gets to 340 degrees, I think it's 340, it transitions to a burst of speed just before the motor quits, and you can program speed less.
So it doesn't pay attention to the other maneuvers, only the cutoff loop at the end.
It arms at 5 minutes and 23 seconds, and
Okay.
I like it. Tell me it's armed.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, with this last flight, I forgot to start the clock, and I was doing some squares to calibrate something, and then I had to fly level for the rest of the lap because I didn't know when it was going to quit.
Oops.
I didn't have my cutoff loop. I really miss it.
Oh, bummer.
Yeah.
Well, now I know it's not just showing off.
Well, it's still showing off. But it's showing off at a higher level. It's showing off I have this cool cutoff.
Yeah. Uh-oh, is Mark falling asleep? No, just looking down.
I'm looking at my phone.
Oh, okay.
We got a big storm coming through here right now.
Oh.
Gary's awake. That's odd.
It'll be here tomorrow.
Oh, no.
These are the afternoon Colorado thunderstorms we get this time of year that build up over the mountains and then come out over the plains.
Warming.
I used to live in Aurora for a short time, and boy, I can tell you what, that song by John Denver, "Raining Fire in the Sky," when they have thunderstorms out there, it is raining fire in the sky all around you.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Denver and Nairobi have the most thunderstorm frequency, and I can't see why they put an airline hub in Denver, but they do.
Well, good night, guys. I'm going to go walk Charlie.
Nice to meet you.
Yep.
Hey, Andy, good to see you.
Thanks for doing that thing for Ron. That was great.
Yeah, thanks again. That's really a great document. It's nice.
You're welcome, for sure.
Keep putting in chargers.
What's that?
Keep putting in those chargers.
Okay.
Have any of you guys spent any time talking to Lucian Miller from Badass?
Do what?
Have any of you guys spent any time talking to Lucian Miller from Actually It's Innovative?
Yeah, I talked to him for half an hour yesterday.
He's a pretty decent guy.
Yes, he is.
I dropped him an email because I like to show like an IC motor or the electric motor, whatever, on the plans, and they have a file that you can download, but it's a 3D file, and I don't use 3D, so I asked him if they could do it in a DXF, and he got right back to me, and we've had pretty nice discussion. Guy's pretty knowledgeable. He's been well schooled. Either that or he's flown a lot of control line.
Yes, he has. He grew up flying control line.
He sent me a thing. I didn't know that they had things that they do custom 3D printing, if you know, and things like that. So
He donated a bunch of motors and gift certificates to the Nats last year.
He's coming
He
down
showed up-
again. He's coming down again with some 20% off gift certificates this year.
Yeah, he gave everyone who placed at the Nats a motor, well, the top three, and then also handed out like $50 or 50% off gift certificates for motors as well. He had a bag of goodies he gave away to Nats winners last year.
wow.
He's supporting us. We should support him.
Yes, I agree with you there.
I was away for a few minutes. Who are we talking about? Who did that?
Lucian from Innovative,
Oh, okay.
Badass Motors and props and stuff.
I'm gonna bring some stuff up for beginner stunt and junior stunt. I got some engines I can donate.
Yeah, that's good, Jim. They need that, those prizes. That's
Yeah,
great.
yeah, I'm gonna bring several. I got a brand new Brodac 40 installed in the box, and I got a brand new K&B 35, and I don't know, several other things. I got
That's good.
I got a bunch of engines.
I just met Mike Stinson for lunch the other day up in Louisville. I drove up because I had a fuel issue. I had no fuel, and I couldn't get methanol to make any. So Stinson was generous enough to give me 2 gallons of SIG fuel so I could do some test flying. But Mike's running beginner,
Yeah,
and I'm going to look around the shop too. I'm going to be helping him over there. I'm going to volunteer on Sunday and help him over at beginner and whatever help they need at intermediate too. But same thing. I'm looking around the shop like, what can I donate? What can I get rid of?
yeah.
We'll be bringing some airplanes up for sure.
Yeah, I'm meeting Mike on Saturday. He's going up to set up some stuff, I guess, and I told him I'd be up there on Saturday.
Yeah.
Saturday afternoon.
Actually, some of the stuff we donate is probably stuff that Sam got when he was a beginner, because he went through that line several times, and we still have stuff, and he's outgrown it. You know, he's moved past those types of airplanes and stuff. So
We're regifting, huh? We're regifting.
Well, passing it down the line for the next generation. It's just gonna hang here in my shop like it has for the last 8 years. You know, the stuff he got when he was 7, 8 years old, we flew a bunch of it. We used it, and it helped him progress. But you know, when you progress through, you put that model and you get something better, and then it just sits there. You can't sell the stuff. It's not worth anything. You might as well try to get it into the hands of somebody who's new and starting out. So
Yeah.
plus
Hey,
it makes room in the shop for more models.
Yeah. Who was the guy that was bringing kids up from Texas?
That is Mike Scott.
Is he still active?
He's supposed to, I saw he posted the other day that he's going to be at the Nats this year. Now, I don't know if he's bringing, he usually brings like his 6 grandkids. He's got 5 or 6 grandkids that he brings with him. And they all every time they come, they've all flown beginner. So I don't know if
But
they're still flying beginner or if some of them are moving to intermediate. But
wasn't he bringing some kids from a school or some other organization?
no, not Mike Scott. Those were his
No,
grandkids. The
those
guy
are his
from
grandkids.
those
Oh,
were
okay,
Mike Scott's grandkids. That's all his family. Those are
okay,
his grandchildren.
okay.
Yeah, him and his wife. Those are their grandkids.
I thought someone was bringing kids from a school or some kind of I can't think of the right term.
I think you're thinking of David Hames or David Shorts. I think
Maybe.
I think it's David Hames. He works with kids in North Carolina,
Okay,
uh,
maybe it wasn't Texas. Yeah,
underprivileged kids in North
yeah, yeah.
Carolina, and he does build sessions with them. And I've sent him airplanes and motors for his thing. He just had a big build session here not long ago where I think he had 20 or 25 kids out at the field, and they all built airplanes over the winter and went and flew them.
Oh,
And
that's great. That's
I get
great.
confused if it's David Shorts or David Hames. I know it's one of those
David
Davids.
Church is California.
Yeah,
Okay,
he's on the West Coast.
okay, so it's David Hames, and he's in North Carolina because he posts every once in a while asking for donations for what he does with the kids, and I always, scour through the bins and see what I got. He
Yeah.
typically does a lot of half A stuff, so we send him half A kits and half A motors from time to time, and but I have sent him some bigger stuff. But he's been doing that for a long time. But I don't think he brings those kids to the Nats.
Okay. All right.
I got a question for you, Bob. I know you don't fly gas anymore, but do you remember the old
I
perfect
have gas, but I don't fly gas.
the perfect tanks and the Vico tanks that have the vents one up and one down?
Mm-hmm.
At Uniflow. Will that work for Fox 35?
Gosh, I don't know, Sparky. It's been so long, and I didn't really fly Fox 35. Once I had something with some horsepower, I got rid of Foxes. So I forgot what I even used back then, to tell you the truth.
I mean,
What do you need, Sparky?
well, I've already got it. I made a tank for it. I need a profile tank is what I need.
Okay, so like a profile wedge or a profile oval, but you want a Uniflow. You'd probably want a Uniflow better than a standard vent.
These look, the tank that originally goes on this looks different. It mounts this way, but it has a wedge, a bump out the side.
Yeah.
Right, and it's a standard vent.
Profile tank.
I don't know whether it's a standard vent or not, but
It is.
I
It
guess
is.
I'll just standard vent this and we'll give
Hang
it.
on. What length? How much room you got between the leading edge and the crank and the back of the motor? Sparky, I got 100 tanks in boxes here, man. I probably have exactly what you need.
About 3.5.
3.5. So no more than 3.5. And you want the one that was on the kit. It's a flat square tank, but it has like a triangle for the pickup tube, right?
Let me draw a picture what it looks like from the front.
Yeah, I know what it looks like. I know what it is.
Who cares what it runs like? Jim's going to have to deal with it.
Yeah.
It just those standard vents. There's a lot of siphoning goes on with those. That's all, and it just gets all over the model. What we used to do with them was cut a piece of fuel tubing in a 45 and put one on the top and one on the bottom, and that slowed it down a little bit. Yeah, Sparky. I think I got a couple of those. Hang on, give me a minute. Let me look through my stuff. Hang on.
Okay. That's what really belongs on there, not a regular wedge tank. That's what I drilled holes to accept the tabs for that tank, and I looked around and I don't have that tank. I forgot I sold Schaefer everything I had that was new, Vico and all that stuff, and I went back there. He's got sold it long ago. He ain't got none of that stuff left.
You're gonna build a full-bodied, full stunt ship Navy on. That's a nice airplane.
Awful short coupled.
Well, you could stretch it. You can make it what I used to call what it should have looked like scale.
Hey, I got a question for you, Bob.
Yeah.
An Avion XL.
Yeah.
6-inch.
Extra large.
Good job.
I got a question for you. The fella, do you remember the Belenka that was published by Flying Models?
Yeah. Actually, it was not in Flying Models. It was Model Airplane News. It was Jim Young's.
Is he still around?
He's alive, but he's got dementia,
Oh, when
like
Gordon,
all of us.
when Gordon built his
He's still alive.
his new one.
He lives in Waco, Texas.
Okay. Well, what I'm trying to find out is I have that set of plans all digitized on the CAD.
Gordy has one.
Huh?
Gordy has one.
I know. That's how I went over the plans. I drew them for him, and Gordy built it off the new plans.
It's a nice airplane.
It's a beautiful airplane. Wide though.
I think I have a set of plans for that.
Ray Firkins had one too.
Probably got the
Did he
plans
have? Okay.
from Gordy. Well, if you want, let me know. I'll send you off a set of plans, digital plans for that. I might have.
If I can find them, I'll just send them to you.
I've got it. It's already done.
Oh, okay.
That's the
I'm
one.
thinking about building one of those for electric. I mean, that with the tricycle landing gear and that wing and the big wide fuselage and guy support, that'd be a nice airplane.
It's a beautiful airplane.
Yeah.
And Gordon said it flew well.
Yeah. What's not to fly good? It had all the right proportions and.
Yeah.
Are you talking about?
I'm sorry to hear that Young has got dementia. I guess that's all our fates, but
He did a lot of designing when he lived, I guess he lived out in Arizona or something for a while. He did a lot of designing with Dick Williams.
yeah.
They designed some airplanes together.
That's
I think that
gonna go on-
Roadrunner, wasn't that?
Here you go.
That's gonna go on the nose.
We had
Cool.
pizza.
All right, Sparky, is that what you're looking for?
Exactly. How long is it?
Well, this one is 2.5 inches.
So that's a 3-ounce tank.
Yeah, and it's
It's not on the table.
Which is plenty for Jim because he'll get dizzy in 1 minute.
2.25 high. Let me keep looking because this is the used one. It would probably need to be cleaned out and checked out. But I may have a new one, so let me keep looking. All right.
You read my mind, Bob. I was thinking the same thing. Maybe you got one smaller. Well, it'd be one good for about 15 laps. That'll be about it for me. I'll be dizzy.
I got a
by
1-ounce tank.
A 1-ounce tank. There you go. That's what I need.
I got a 1-ounce perfect tank.
Yeah, 1 ounce. I'd probably after that I'd be dizzy.
Yeah, Jim, you need to check out Denny's new geyser pattern.
Yeah, puppy.
Oh yeah.
Puppy.
Yeah, he's been working on that.
It's a puppy.
No overhead stuff, nothing over 60 degrees.
Where you going?
It's interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, I get something about getting old. Looking up becomes difficult.
That's for sure.
Yeah, I can't even change a light bulb anymore. Oh.
Does anybody know anything about the Thunder Tiger Pro Series engines?
Thunder Tiger. No.
I ran some in speed limit combat, some of the 40s.
I got a Thunder Tiger Pro 36, a 40, and a 46. Brand new in the box, you know.
Well, the 36 is what Randy Smith makes the Aero Tiger.
I was gonna
out
say,
of.
I got some good Aero Tiger 36s that
Yeah.
started out as Thunder Tigers.
I got those three, and I got an Enya 25 SS and a Magnum 36 and a Brodak 25, all brand new on the box. I have a lot of stuff at the Nats to get rid of.
Oh, yeah, they should go. Hey, Sparks,
Yeah,
2 more. Now, these look similar, but they don't have the hard wedge. These are actually Fox tanks.
hold on a second. Those are
Similar design, but not, they're rounded for the pickup tube, but they are a lot smaller, which is what Jim, I think, said he wanted. These are only, well, they're 2.5, but they're only 1.5 high, and they're narrower. So this is probably like, that's probably like a 2-ounce tank, if I'm maybe 1.75 ounces. I got 2 of those. So let me keep looking. I'll see if I got a new one of these. I think I might. I got to get the other box out.
Well, I see how it's vented, so I'm gonna vent this one the same. See, I'm gonna give this to Jim at the Nats. So, I mean, I won't
Make
have,
sure it has a big enough tank. We're all going to get to test fly it.
yeah.
That's exactly right, Bob.
Hey, Bob,
Yep.
you want to see that set of plans I drew for Gordy
Yeah.
on that?
Yeah.
Here it comes.
Yeah.
Nice.
And we used
Is
Gordy's.
that a stunt ship or what?
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's
Here's
beautiful.
Gordy's jigging system. There's for the trailing edge. He jigs and sets up on a flat table.
Yeah. The only thing I don't like is the stab's a little high and the wing's a little low.
Yeah, it is, but it doesn't. According to Gordy, it didn't. It flew well.
I could just lower the battery.
Yeah,
Tape it to the
Gordy,
bottom.
Gordy did the interior up with the seats and the whole bit in there.
Yeah.
I don't know if you got to see his.
Yeah.
But anyway,
A nice airplane.
it's a beautiful airplane. The plans that were published, the airplane's facing the other way.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to build one of those someday.
Well, let me know if you want this set of plans. Okay.
Yeah. I got the magazine
I
plans.
think-
I'm pretty sure of that.
Yeah, I think I've got the.
Of course, I'll build it in the lost foam system. So
Yeah, I think I've got the cut files though for all the rest of the parts. Anyway, I'll stop sharing now.
that's neat. That's nice. Nice job.
Where's Mike?
Hey, Caffeine made it.
Hey, Caffeine.
Hey, there he is.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Doing good.
Great, great.
So, Caffeine, tell me, I forgot. I get it mixed up where you live, whether it's Malaysia or Indonesia.
It's Indonesia.
Okay. I'll try to remember it and keep it straight. But the other day I came across that question has been bugging me, where you live.
Yeah. It's close by. Malaysia is our neighbor country. So yeah, and
Yeah.
sounds similar.
Did you get some flying done, Caffeine? You get some flying done?
No for this weekend because this weekend I have to take my son for a trip. So no flying this weekend, but hopefully next week.
Any of those two typhoons affect you?
No, not that I'm aware of. I haven't heard about typhoon here.
Ecuador and the Indian Ocean.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
one went up to Taiwan, but the second one was still developing.
Yeah, I heard there
Yeah.
was going into mainland China. That's what I heard earlier tonight.
Yeah, in the place where I live, we rarely have that typhoon. So yeah, if it's in Taiwan or China, yeah, it could happen more often. But here in Indonesia is we rarely have that kind of typhoon.
You're further south, right?
Yes.
Considerably.
Below Vietnam.
Yep.
And above Australia.
That's right.
I went through a typhoon there off of Taiwan. Oh my goodness. Get in that strait between there and you get them bouncing off of both sides coming from 3 different directions. It was nasty.
Yeah.
Kind of like the wind at VSC.
Kind of like it.
Buddha Park.
Yeah, I was going to say Booter Park.
Circle burner field.
Is Booter Park, is that still in the same place it always was?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
It's not been moved? Okay.
Nope, not been moved. We lost the tower. That's gone. And we lost a tree or two, but other than that, pretty much the same.
Did you lose a tree or two? Did you guys go out at night and cut them down?
Lightning.
No, one went down.
Lightning hit it, split it in half.
Yep. And our pavilion got hit with a tornado.
Wow.
And they still haven't fixed it, but they're supposed to this summer.
One thing you don't have to worry about, the carrier setup isn't going to blow away.
No, and we had a carrier guy out at our fun fly, set up the deck and everything for him, and I think it went well.
Well, Mike, I'm going to turn it over to you.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna hang out here for a little bit. So I'm still
right,
working.
guys. Let me wrap it up on YouTube. I want to thank everybody for watching our weekly hangouts. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share. Now we got to get back to here. And there we are. And get to here. All righty.
You're good, Sparky.
Sparky,
Yeah.
before you leave, do you want one of these tanks or not? Or does Jim Vornold want one of these tanks so he can put it on when he gets the airplane? Or
You might as well bring them and see what they look like. See if it'll
okay.
fit.
All right, I'll throw them in the Nats box now, and you guys can decide.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks,
All right,
thanks,
everybody
Bob.
on YouTube, if I didn't get to you on the chat, I apologize. We don't talk about Charles anymore. Wait a minute. Let me read what they said first. John Suklak said, are the gurney flaps removable? Yes.
Yeah.
And Sparky, did the nylon Navion wing structure dope? Yeah, it's dope. Andy is slow, whatever that means. Terry Mitchell says, what happened to Charles and the name Stunt Hangar Video Hangout? Why the change? Well, he just decided he didn't want to do it anymore. It's the same program, same channel. Then Ryan says, we don't talk about Charles anymore. Whatever. Charles quit, Minnesota Mike said. All right. Yeah, he did it for 4 years. He served his time. Anybody looking for who would like to take this over, let me know. Send me a private message on Stunt Hangar and we'll get you set up. But other than that, I appreciate you guys watching on YouTube, and we're gonna head over to the after party now. So fair winds, tight lines. See ya.
Cheers, Sparky.
All right, Mike. We are still on